Did you know that over 1 million travelers fall victim to airport scams each year? An unsettling figure, isn't it? This staggering number underlines the relevance and urgency of our topic today, the top 5 airport scams to watch out for in 2024. Now, airports can be a hub of excitement and anticipation. They can also be chaotic and confusing, and unfortunately, some unsavory characters take advantage of this. They prey on distracted, disoriented, or simply unsuspecting travelers. That's why it's crucial to remain vigilant and informed while navigating these bustling spaces. From the cunning bump technique to deceptive parking scams, from dubious free Wi-Fi offers to manipulative security screening scams, and not forgetting the rigged scales. We'll be exploring each of these cunning ploys in detail. Awareness is your best defense. Let's delve into these scams. Scam number 1, the bump technique. Now this one is as old as time but still effectively used by pickpockets in airports worldwide. So how does it work? Well, it's really as simple as it sounds. A thief, often working in a team, will purposefully bump into you in a crowded area. While you're distracted by the sudden jostle, their accomplice swiftly makes off with your valuables. And just like that, your wallet, passport, or phone vanishes into thin air. But don't worry, there are ways to safeguard against this. First and foremost, always keep your valuables close to you. If possible, stash them in your front pockets or secure them inside a bag that you can hold in front of you. Being aware of your surroundings is another crucial defensive measure. Keep an eye out for anyone who seems to be paying too much attention to you or your belongings. And remember, it's okay to be a bit suspicious in these situations. After all, it's better to be safe than sorry. Lastly, don't let your guard down just because you're in a seemingly safe place like an airport. Scammers and thieves are everywhere, and they're especially drawn to areas where people are likely to be distracted, like bustling travel hubs. Remember, if you feel a bump, double-check your stuff. Scam number 2, parking scams. Now this one is particularly sneaky. Fraudsters masquerading as parking attendants target unsuspecting travelers. Their modus operandi? Tricking you into paying for parking spaces that simply don't exist. It's a classic bait and switch, a scam as old as time but with a modern-day twist. These con artists are cunning and will often approach you as you drive into the airport. They might offer you what seems to be an unbeatable deal on parking. Tempting, isn't it? But remember, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. So, how can you outsmart these fraudsters? The answer lies in being vigilant and informed. Always use official airport parking lots. These are typically well signposted and should offer secure payment options. If you're unsure, look for uniformed attendants, visible identification, or even better, pre-book your parking space online through the official airport website. And here's another pro tip. Be wary of anyone asking for cash payments. Legitimate parking services will always provide you with a receipt or ticket. So, if someone tries to direct you to a parking space without providing any proof of payment, alarm bells should start ringing. The bottom line is this: don't let your guard down. Scammers are always looking for an opportunity to pounce, especially when you're rushed and distracted. So, take a moment, think critically, and always verify before you pay for parking. Scam number 3, free Wi-Fi. We've all been there. Stuck in an airport, desperate for a connection to the outside world. But beware, not all that glitters is gold, or in this case, not all free Wi-Fi is safe. Scammers often set up fake free Wi-Fi networks in public places like airports, hoping to lure unsuspecting travelers. Connecting to these unsecured networks can expose your devices to cyber threats, including data theft. Picture this: you're sipping on your coffee, using what you believe to be the airport's free Wi-Fi to check your emails, maybe do some online banking. Unbeknownst to you, a scammer could be on the other side of that connection, harvesting your personal data. So how can you protect yourself? First, be skeptical of networks that don't require a password. If it's too easy to connect, it might be a trap. Secondly, try to use a virtual private network, or VPN. This adds an extra layer of security, encrypting your data and making it harder for cybercriminals to get their hands on your information. Lastly, avoid conducting sensitive transactions on public Wi-Fi. Save your online shopping or banking for when you're connected to a trusted network. Remember, when it comes to free Wi-Fi, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Free Wi-Fi isn't always safe Wi-Fi. Scam number 4, security screening scam. This scam is a masterclass in distraction and opportunity. Here's how it works. As you approach the security screening, the scammer positions themselves right before you in the queue. When it's their turn, they trigger an alarm intentionally. Maybe by wearing a big belt buckle or leaving a pocket full of change. The ensuing commotion distracts everyone, including you. And while you're busy watching the drama unfold, a second scammer, who's right behind you, capitalizes on the distraction to swipe something from your tray or your open bag. So how do you outsmart these crafty thieves? The first rule of thumb, always keep an eye on your belongings. It may seem obvious, but it's easy to get distracted in the hustle and bustle of airport security. When you put your items on the conveyor belt, try to keep an eye on them as they move through the scanner and come out the other side. If you're traveling with a companion, take turns going through the scanner so one person can always watch the belongings. Also, be wary of anyone causing a scene at the security checkpoint. It could be an innocent mistake, but it could also be a diversion. Stay alert, stay focused, and don't let your guard down. Remember, your security is more than just a screening. Scam number 5, rigged scales. Here's a scam that might surprise you. Some airport workers have been known to manipulate luggage weight fees. How do they do this? By rigging the scales to show a heavier reading than the actual weight of your luggage. This could result in you being slapped with extra fees for supposedly exceeding the weight limit. So, how can you avoid this scam? One of the best defenses is to weigh your luggage before you head to the airport. You can use a home scale or a specialized luggage scale. This gives you a good idea of what your bags should weigh, and it can be a useful reference if you're challenged with a suspicious weight reading at the airport. If something doesn't seem right, don't hesitate to question it. Ask for a reweigh or even a different scale if you have to. Know your weight, and don't hesitate to question discrepancies. To recap, we've uncovered 5 common airport scams to watch out for. Firstly, we have the bump technique, where a seemingly innocent bump could turn out to be a pickpocket making a swift move. Stay aware of your surroundings and keep belongings securely fastened. Next, we discussed parking scams. Don't be fooled by fake parking attendants, always confirm the legitimacy of the parking area and its attendants. Then, we explored the free Wi-Fi scam. Remember, not all free Wi-Fi is safe. Be cautious about which networks you connect to and avoid sharing sensitive information over unsecured networks. We also shed light on the security screening scam, a ploy where your belongings could disappear right at the security checkpoint. Keep an eye on your items at all times during the screening process. Finally, we delved into the rigged scales scam. Always double-check your luggage weight to avoid paying unnecessary fees. The key takeaway here is to stay vigilant and aware while traveling. These scams can be easily avoided with a bit of caution and awareness. Stay alert, stay safe, and let's make travel a joy, not a jeopardy.